for Utah's most accurate forecast with Alana Brophy. Weather rates certified 11 years in a row.
All right, switching gears for another check of the weather.
Once again, storms moving through the area, Alana.
I know, it seems like it's monsoon season. That's the type of pattern we've settled into, but it's not. Monsoon. It's just an area of high pressure, but it is funneling storms. We're watching the camera at Utah Tech bounce around due to winds, and you can see as you take that view of Washington County that we do have some thunderstorms that are noticeable, and also some virgo, which means some precipitation that's evaporating before it hits the ground. Not everyone is going to see a storm today. It's hit or miss, but the activity is out there, including towards Tooele County, where we have just a little bit of lightning, as well as the line on the western side of the state that's going to track towards the Wasatch Front. Vernal and now quieting down just near Green River and over towards East Carbon, but lightning right there on the state line. We're keeping an eye on the southwestern corner of the state, Beaver, over I-15 in Beaver County, as well as Grand Staircase as the radar sweeps the region. Still dealing with some thunderstorm development. We are unsettled. We have all the ingredients. It's low-level moisture, daytime heating. They come together, and you get something like this. Live view from Hiram up in Cache Valley, where that storm cloud is noticeable. And again, not everybody is getting wet weather, but you can see where that rain starts to come down. If it evaporates, that's virgo, but you get those gusty winds associated with those storms overhead. Satellite radar. I want to show you the big setup here and get out of the way. That area of high pressure, where it's situated with its clockwise flow, is funneling in moisture. We get that southwesterly flow, and that's where that moisture is coming from. And then we get daytime heating, we become unstable, rising air, and boom, you've got storms, which is noticeable on the satellite radar in the last several hours. It's isolated activity, but it's going to become a little more widespread as we head into tomorrow. Temperatures in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Take your pick. We've got above average warmth, 81 in Ogden, 73 in Provo. Mid-80s down there in St. George and Cache Valley. Logan's sitting at 68, and it's because they just had a storm come through with lightning, and that cooled down those temperatures. Along the Wasatch Front, we'll be falling into the 70s over the next several hours with fairly dry conditions with the chance of an isolated storm. It lingers out there, so you can't be totally sure that we're going to stay dry. Chance of precipitation really starts to climb for tomorrow through the afternoon and evening and into Thursday, where we get scattered potential. We don't completely clear the threat of storms as we roll into the weekend. A slight chance will remain because of the setup we're seeing. FUTURECAST walks us through the timeline here. We've got some showers and storms that hold on through 9 p.m. tonight. Then the southern half of the state holds on to cloud cover, but we're pretty quiet along the Wasatch Front. Into tomorrow by the afternoon, we're popping, and these storms could drop some heavy rain, and that amps that flash flooding potential. West Desert also brings in storm activity. Here we are by 9 p.m. Southern half of the state and eastern Utah staying active, but we can't rule it out in the north. Thursday, scattered activity is expected with the help of that daytime heating, and you see that front grazing the state, which will briefly change the wind direction. Flash flood potential with the possibility of flooding at the Mighty 5 and the areas surrounding it in south central and southeastern Utah. Taking a look at the temperatures for tomorrow, 70s and 80s. Really throughout the state, we've got 90s down there in St. George, above average in northern Utah and southern Utah, running about 5 to 7 degrees above the norm. Those 90s hold steady with the chance of a thunderstorm, even with drier conditions in Washington County. Here's the Wasatch Front. Isolated tomorrow, scattered on Thursday, temps in the 80s. Usually we're right around 73, which if you ask me, sounds pretty nice, but gosh, we're not going to feel that. We stay on with those 80s for the next 7 days, unsettled for the latter half of the weekend and into next week. Oh, 73, I miss you. I miss you, average. Because
nice while it lasted, right?
Well, it was brief, Glenn. I feel like we blinked, and here we are. But
under or over? That's where we're at.
Thunderstorm season is here, though.